Today is May 21st, 2025, and this is episode 2, continuing with the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. To set the situation again, actually, I'm sitting in the same place. I'm at the window, and I have, in that situation, a very strong memory of having to spend a lot of time trying to fix my Wi-Fi, which I believe to have been, the issue had been connected to some search words that pop up on my message feed, which stressed me out because I spent a lot of time trying to get back on, and also, of course, the projection that I will have to do it again in the future. So both these factors are there, and he messages me, and we will look at statement number 2. In this situation, how do you want her to change? What do you want her to do? The first one I said was, I want him to stop sharing his stuff on WhatsApp. Now, looking at the 4 questions, I want him to stop sharing his stuff on WhatsApp. Is it true? It's actually not true, because I put it very, very broadly. I want him to stop sharing his stuff on WhatsApp. I like talking to him. So actually, I don't want to control him. So no, I don't want him to stop sharing his stuff on WhatsApp. Go to question number 3. How do I react? What happens when I believe that thought that I want him to stop sharing his stuff on WhatsApp? I feel irritated. Why is he talking about this? I'm kind of stuck in a loop. I see pictures of him talking about all this random stuff and my attention being pulled in many, many directions. And I feel like I'm overloaded with information, with objects where I need to place my attention, and I definitely don't want to go there. There's this strong feeling that I'm unwilling to go there, the place where he's pointing my attention to. I feel like he's just wasting time, his time, my time. I have forgotten everything there. I don't really experience the love for him or love at all. I don't really feel any connection. I feel this desire to cut off this connection, actually, because I don't want to feel this way anymore. So I would like to change this external circumstance so I can stop feeling the overwhelm inside me. I feel like I just don't want to do this anymore, and I become a dictator, telling him what he should and shouldn't talk, at least in my head. I believe I know better about what he should be saying or what we should be saying. All of this is quite subtle. It's not obvious. It's all hidden under a blanket of frustration, irritation. There is condescension there. And I don't even know if it's about him, because I feel this in many circumstances with many, many people that I don't have interest in what they have interest in. And just like him, there are people I love and I have no interest in them. I'm totally disconnected. Who or what would I be without the thought that I want him to stop sharing his stuff on WhatsApp? As I sit here and someone I love is messaging me, I will be happy that he's reaching out. Whatever method he chooses, I can see that he's trying to connect with me, to share what he finds fun. And I can see that I don't have to enjoy that or respond to him, but I can enjoy just the connection with him, especially he's so far away from me. And if I didn't want to change it, I could just be there with him. And if I don't want to listen to the words, I can actually say it another way without generating all that stress and negative emotions inside me. I can just postpone it because I can see that it's not really about him. It's about all the other fears of everyone who has been downloading some stuff on me, and my fear around my own situation and my hyper focus on my own situation, which is basically what I really want to talk about or find a solution to. And I've got locked into it. In that way, we are same. He wants to share what's on his mind, and I want to share what's on my mind, and I can see that I'm not there for him, which means I'm not really here at all, because this is what's happening in the moment. Who would I be without the thought that he should not share his stuff for me? I would be someone who's in touch with their heart, not stressed, not thinking that this conversation is forever, not believing that. Someone who understands that it's just temporary and soon it will shift to a new topic. It's inevitable. My trying to push it away is what's keeping it stuck to me. Who would I be without this thought? Very happy to hear from someone I love. Let's go to the next statement. What do you want him or her to change? I want him to stop creating problems for me. Is that true? Is he creating problems for you? Not at all. I'm just sitting here and he's saying something and which I believe to be, in the moment, like a major problem, but actually it's not. There's nothing really going on here. He's just talking normal stuff that we do as humans. How do you react? What happens when you believe this thought? I want him to stop creating problems for me. There is a sensation, there's a lot of everything that's going on here. It's like imprint of all my past relationships where I think I'm putting it on this situation that nothing happened, all that was for nothing, all that was useless. And I feel like this conversation is useless, and that our talking is useless. And in essence, I have completely forgotten that I call this moment as useless and discard it. I forget all my work and who I am, and I'm really locked in the past, where I believe somewhere all these underlying beliefs of having been taken for granted, or having been lied to, or having been taken advantage of, have their time wasted, their energy wasted. So I think there's a lot of all this here when I say that, stop creating problems for me. Like, essentially, I'm basically saying go away, and I got my own stuff, which is more important. So in a way, I am just directly rejecting someone I love. Who would I be if I didn't have this thought that he's creating problems for me? Someone who is actually aware, someone who can see that everything that was or had been considered a problem or a challenge in the past has really opened up spaces for me, has really opened up, in a way, my life and my heart. And what I have learned from those challenging situations, the quality of my life is so much better. It's incomparable, because I can remember how stressed out, how out of body I used to be. And even though I still feel it, all the stress and anxiety, I have never been this comfortable in my body in a challenging situation ever before. And without the thought that someone is creating problems for me, I can see that it's just this step and then this step, and a moment with someone I love, whatever that may be, and being okay with being a work in progress. Challenges, progress, a chance to see anything that surfaces, that without this thought I can see that he's not a problem for me, and that I love him a lot. And it has always been my thoughts that make me crazy, that take up pretty much all of my time. He doesn't take up any of my time. Okay. The next one. I want him to understand that it takes very long for me to get a functional Wi-Fi signal again. Is it true you want him to understand that it takes you very long to find a Wi-Fi signal again? Did you tell him clearly? Did you tell him in a way that he can understand? You want him to understand by himself. You want him to read your mind. No, I don't want him to understand that it takes me very long to get a Wi-Fi signal. Where is this coming from? You don't want him to understand. I act because I want me to be able to communicate in truth, in kindness, in a way that I can be understood rather than expecting someone else to understand by themselves. I want to be able to communicate in a way that I'm understood, especially by someone I love. I want him to understand that it takes very long for me to get a functional Wi-Fi signal again. How do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? I believe he is careless. Just superficial. I believe he is. It's very random because I know it to not be true, but my belief is like he doesn't understand how difficult it is, and he doesn't understand me, and thoughts like, why am I with someone like this, and why something like this happens to me. When I say he doesn't understand me, I start feeling like someone who's hard to understand. I get disoriented. I actually lose focus, and I lose confidence in my ability to communicate because I actually didn't exercise my ability to communicate. And I put it all on him and forget that I can just ask. I feel sad that I'm not understood, disconnected from him, disconnected from everyone really. I start feeling this sense of not solitude, which I love, but isolation, where misunderstood, abandoned, discarded. All this is it's all there just under the surface. Under the surface of this very, what would be called like a regular statement that takes me very long. You don't understand how long it takes me to get a functional signal. Who or what would I be without this thought that it takes me very long for me to get a functional Wi-Fi signal? If I didn't have this thought, then I wouldn't have all those negative emotions that come with that thought of being misunderstood, abandoned, ignored, not taken seriously. I wouldn't have all these thoughts, and I would just be there with someone I love, and they said something, and I would be in a position to actually connect with them and talk to them and tell them really what I think, because I am interested in him, even if I don't, not really into what he is, but I'm very into him, and I could just go there and share that. Instead of focusing on what not to share, I could share what I do want to talk about. And I forget this in trying to shut something down. I forget that every time I shut something down, everything gets shut down because the door closes. Again, the judge and neighbor worksheet, still on statement 2. In this situation, how do you want him or her to change? What do you want him or her to do? I want him to understand that if he really loved me, then he wouldn't keep, now this is quite strong, he wouldn't keep hating on those who are hosting me and are kind to me. Is this true? He's hating on those who are kind to me and hosting me? Not at all. It's not true at all. He's just, he's just having fun in his own way, or trying to connect in his own way. How do you believe it? What happens when you believe this thought that he's hating on those who are hosting me and are kind to me? Again, the same feeling actually, that he doesn't care about them, and I take it as he doesn't care about me, and he doesn't care at all. I feel like the thoughts come to me like he's so selfish, like everybody else, only talking about his stuff. He doesn't care about my life and how hard it is. I'm so disconnected, and I don't even know like why I'm in this conversation, why I'm with him. Why do I need to do this? It's just a lot of sadness and frustration, and like at work it would be something like, this project is not working, shut this project down and move on to the next one. And there is a lot of that kind of pressure generated by myself, which I kind of attribute to him. Who would I be without this thought? That I want him to understand that if he really loved me, he wouldn't keep hating on those. I would be someone who can understand that she loves him and wouldn't keep hating on what he shares. This is true. I give too much importance to random words than to the person. I forgot myself. I forgot that I love him. I forgot that the rest of it is, it's coming and going. There's nothing really of substance there. If I didn't believe it, this thought that he should understand, or that if he really loved me, I wouldn't be putting these conditions on him, that if you really love me, you have to do this. You don't. You only have to do you. I forgot, and I got scared and got into control mode, and totally it seems like it has nothing to do with Wi-Fi and WhatsApp or anything at all. And I feel like out of my mind in not the good way. Now we go to statement number 3 in Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. In this situation, what advice would you offer him or her? For instance, he or she shouldn't. He should not send me sensitive information. I said on WhatsApp, but is it true? He should not send me sensitive information? No, it's not true. And this is coming from, even if he sends me, I don't need to open it. It's nothing that I want to open and discuss anyway, and I could just say thank you. So he should not send me sensitive information. How do you react? What happens when you believe this thought? I feel like I'm so frustrated, and I can see that there is this wrong or this very false belief inside me that when someone gives me something, sends me something, I have to spend time on it, I have to look at it, I have to consider it. Actually, I don't have to do that. It's undue pressure on me and them, because they're just sharing, and just like me, probably they're sharing with a lot of people, and someone will respond. It doesn't have to be me, or I can just share that I'm busy with something else, or I'm doing something else. Rather than controlling what they share, I can pay more attention to how I spend my attention and energy. And they share something, it's very simple. I can just say I love you. I don't even have to look at it. So yeah, you share something, I'm like, I love you, I'm doing this, you're doing this, and I'm doing this. That is more me. It's more fun for me, because I have limited attention and limited energy to kind of spread that attention. So yeah, he should send me whatever he wants. So who would I be without this thought? When he sends me something he wants to share, I will be someone who is happy to hear from someone they love hearing from, they love spending time with. And I would tell them how I think about them, how I feel about them. I would thank them for connecting with me. That's what I would do if I didn't have this thought. He should know that I don't want to be blocked because I'm dying to talk to him. No, he should not know. He should not know. When I say this, I feel like I'm asking him to read my mind, and I'm asking him to constantly be in my business. Actually, I don't like people being in my business. I feel when I say things like this, he should know. There's so much force, and it's inconsistent with what I really want. He should know. He should know that I'm dying to talk to him. Actually, I'm not dying to talk to him. I'm torturing me and him both. I feel like enough. There's this feeling of enough in my body. Without this thought, he should know I don't want to be blocked. I can do it in a much gentler way again. If I didn't have this thought, I can simply pay more attention actually to what I'm trying to open on my devices. And just tell the truth that I'm not able to open it, which is actually the truth. So without this thought, I would be me. I would be kinder. Someone in touch with someone they love. Someone not afraid to tell the truth. Someone who understands that it's okay to communicate, to share. Perhaps be misunderstood, but at least someone who's willing to give it a go, to be open. He should know that I have no interest in these agendas. Again, he should not know. And actually, I have a lot of interest in him. Probably I have a lot of interest in his agendas. So, yeah, without this thought that I have no interest in these agendas, I remember that I do. I have a lot of interest in what he would like to share with me. And I forget this when I say things like this. Don't do this with me. Don't share that with me. I forget that a lot of the time that we would have together is taken away because of this very restricted mode. He should talk to me about things that are relevant to me or us. No, I should talk actually. I would just like to do a direct turnaround here. I should talk about things that are relevant to me or us, and he should talk about things that are relevant to him or us. So we both feel free to be who we are and not be controlled by each other. And I don't like it, right? I start second guessing myself if someone is saying don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. It becomes extremely awkward because I don't know how to be anything other than I am, and all these statements show like that I want him to be something other than he is, which is not true. Because when you love someone, anyone, a friend, a tree, a plant, you love them for them. And in the quiet moments, I can see how even the little body actions, it is so unique, like from the corner of an eye, you can recognize someone just by how they stand, how they move. And there is love there in that attention, and there is a knowing, and a strong sense of connection. And I like that he is he, always unique. When they said same, and different, I like that. And I forget all of that when I get locked into my mind. So no, he doesn't need to talk to me about things that are relevant to me or us. And without this thought, all I know is that I love someone, and that I'm connected with someone, and that they're trying to talk to me or communicate with me. And I just know these things. I don't know a lot more. And I know that if the conversation is really going off at a tangent, I wonder if we are going back to my mother at this point, that I can just say no, like I'm not interested, and be okay with where that goes. Okay, we are done with statement number 3. We move on to number 4. Statement number 4. In order for you to be happy in this situation, what do you need him, her to think, say, feel, or do? Going back again. Oh, I don't believe any of this anymore. I need him to understand that it takes me very long to find a stable connection. Do you really know that it's true? You need him to understand that it takes you very long to find it. No. It sounds so dramatic, so serious. What happens when you believe this thought? I believe, like, why is this situation so dumb? And why are we doing this? Again, it's that desire to disconnect, a desire for protection in a way I don't trust. And it shows. And it shows. If it's showing here, I'm sure it's everywhere. In a way, I feel like we don't have much in common. You don't understand me, I don't understand you. And there is not a stable Wi-Fi connection, but also like there is no stable connection between us. And I start believing that we don't have a stable connection. And this I know that I do believe. And I put it all out on this situation, which is basically nothing, and all of this comes out. I disconnect from him. I'm so angry, and actually I haven't gone deeply into it, but it's like a cascade of past relationships, family, whatever, everyone. And I can see how people have tried to help me, which basically means trying to modify, change, and control, and has never worked. And I find myself doing it to someone I love, and that breaks my heart, that I do something which I know doesn't work for me, and I forget, and I do it to somebody I love. And I feel guilty, unhappy, I feel tight. Who would you be without this thought that I need him to understand it takes me very long to find a stable connection? I'll just be there. I'll be okay. Grateful for the time we do have a stable connection, Wi-Fi or not. I will be someone who can understand how precious time is, how precious this moment is, and especially a moment with someone I love is never a waste of anything, whatever they might be saying. And it's okay for me to leave as well, rather than stay and destroy or be angry with someone I love. Now, who would you be without this thought that I need him to understand it takes me very long to find a stable connection? I would be someone who's very happy. Even if she's not happy, at least quite content to hear from someone who doesn't want more, who doesn't need a very long, stable Wi-Fi connection, very long conversation. Someone who is happy with what they get, a trusting person. This is quite important. Someone who trusts that whatever they have in the moment is enough, it'll be okay to take action to change it, but anything else is a waste of time. Getting angry about it is a waste of time. Getting angry about it is good for writing another worksheet like I'm doing now. And yes, that too is not a waste of time. But to know in the moment when he's talking to me how precious it is, that is next level. Someone who is very happy with the ordinary. That's how I would be. Someone who is very happy with what they have in the moment. I would be someone who's happy and content if I didn't have this thought that I need him to understand that it takes me very long to find a stable connection. Second statement, I need him to think about what he's saying and not offend my friends. No. This statement makes me feel so bad. I feel control, cringe. I'm into everyone's business. My friends won't even log it in their mind. I'm into his business, what he's saying, doing, feeling. I'm into my friend's business, what they're saying, feeling, and doing. And I'm trying to control the whole situation and everyone, and I forgot about me completely. And it makes me feel like actually I'm just so stuck in my head about how something is perceived that I miss the moment completely. And I miss helping them form a connection by trying to protect them from each other. I don't trust them to be adult enough to be able to find middle ground, and I'm judging them to be childish, petty, attacking, and that's why I need to step in to protect. I'm trying to be like this controlling, parent, without this thought that he shouldn't say things that will offend my friends. I will be someone who trusts her friends and trusts him, that if anything happens, like I can see how when in the situation when someone meets for the first time, I can sense the desire to make a good impression. But underneath that, I think if I'm able to see how I trust him, of course, he's smarter than me for sure. And my friends, yes, they're smarter than me too, and probably have better emotional regulation. So I would be someone who trusts that small things will not be blown out of proportion, and it's probably a reflection of me where I take small things and they become so intense and I'm putting it on them, but actually this might not be true at all. And the control is causing a disruption on what could have been true connection between them. Someone I love, actually everyone I love in that situation, it's all 1, 2, 3 outside of me, it's people I love, and they would be able to connect much better and find middle ground without me stepping in. And I forget and I don't trust them to be able to do that. And I don't trust, when I'm doing this, I don't trust that good things happen. And I forgot all of this. Without this thought, he should not offend my friends, or what he's saying, to think about what he's saying and offend my friends. Without this thought, I need him to think about what he's saying and not offend my friends. I would be someone who trusts him, trusts herself, that the right action will come out of the moment. Someone who trusts her friends. Without this, I'll be someone who's relaxed, whose body isn't tight, trying to protect something. Someone who's really enjoying everyone's company and the moment. Yeah. I need him to understand that I want a stable connection to talk to him, and that all my friends except him will try their best to find me. No, this seems so wrong on many levels. I don't need him to understand I want a stable connection to talk to him. It makes me feel like I'm just trying to control the situation, his mind, my actions, and I'm comparing him with my friends, and I always do this, and it never looks good. Comparing someone, I don't know what anyone has been through. The comparison, it makes me feel so tight, mechanical. I feel not myself, calculating, fearful. Without the comparison, I'm someone who knows that they don't know. I have no context for anyone's behavior, and I know these random thoughts appear in my mind. He's like this or she's like this. He will misunderstand. He will say the wrong thing. Without the thought that he should understand or he should think, I become open to someone who understands and can think about, if nothing else, someone who's at least able to understand that they love these people, and in a way it's not respectful, and there's no dignity in controlling everything, in this controlling the situation, and no one wins, because we can all sense the stress. Even though we say it's acceptable, we can sense the stress, and it would be much better to just open my heart, open my arms, and accept all three of them just the way they are, or everyone as they are. So that's who I would be without this thought that I need him to understand. I want a stable connection to talk to him. I need to understand that I need a stable mind and stable thought to talk to anyone. The last one, in statement 4, I need him to not leave me hanging and to help me feel safe. I need him to not leave me hanging. Is this true? Did he leave you hanging? Not really. He never asked me to wait and then do something and I'm just hanging. And even when someone asks me to wait, I have a lot of stuff to do. I do my inquiry or I sit in a formal practice. So I'm never really waiting, but sometimes I'm wanting, clinging and grasping, which is on me, not on him. I don't want him to leave me hanging and to help me feel safe. It makes me feel like I can't trust him when I say things like this. It becomes like I have to teach him every little thing. When I say this, I believe I'm a teacher, and that without me, like, everything is gonna fall apart. So I have to be there and tell everyone exactly what they should do. Don't do this and do that. It's something that I don't like doing, and I think these thoughts, they completely tire me out, and that's why I run away from all my relationships, because I get so tired out and so scared trying to control the situation, their action, my reaction, and all my past on me. That is what these statements kind of remind me of. I need someone to understand. I need someone to think. I need someone to be stable. I compare everyone to each other, and it makes my life miserable. Who would I be without this thought? I would be someone who doesn't leave her hanging and who feels safe with herself because she can trust. I would be someone who trusts the universe and trusts the goodness in her and the goodness in everyone around her. And I know this very well. I know how good they are, how kind they are, and how even in the hardest situations I can see how they're doing their best. I get glimpses of it before my mind takes over with its own thoughts and fears. I can see the kindness and the openness. I can see how we are saying, without this thought, I will be loved, I will be safe, and I will be connected. Move on to statement number 5. What do you think of him, her in this situation? Make a list. He is selfish, only interested in his mind games, stuck in the drama and mental movies. Can't see what is happening in front of him, and he doesn't understand me at all. He doesn't care about me. I'm going to turn this all around because it's quite obvious all of it is about me. I'm very selfish because he's not selfish. He's spending his time talking to me. He's not selfish at all. And I can see that I'm very selfish because I want him to not only talk to me, I want him to talk about my own stuff in my own way, understand my friends, understand like everything is about me. I'm very selfish in this moment. And if I weren't stuck in all this, I could see that he's very generous. And I know he's very generous. My mind will push in and say he's not the most generous person, Yeah, it can be true, but I'm not the most generous person I know too. We're doing our best. This is what I would remember. He's only interested in his mind games. Maybe, but I'm also stuck in my mind often enough to not be judging. He's stuck in all the drama and mental movies. In this situation, it's not him. He's actually quite lighthearted and sharing random stuff, fun stuff, whatever is fun for him. I am actually really stuck in my drama and mental movies in that situation where I'm sitting, and just because he sent me a link or he said something which is not PC according to me, and then I freak out, and I'm totally in my drama and mental movies, and without it I will just be having a lot of fun with him and not trying to attack him back, because that is how I feel attacked. But he didn't attack me, he's just sharing stuff and I take it as an attack, and then it starts either like a very serious shutdown or an attack back. But without all this, I can remember that when you want to, or when I want to just ask any of my friends to stop talking to me, I can just say I love you and they will run away, because it makes everyone uncomfortable, and I know this, and I can use that because it is true. It is true, it is kind, and it is much better for me. He doesn't understand me at all. He doesn't care about me. He can't see what is happening in front of him. I can turn all of this around, because in this situation, it is not him. He's just having fun in his evening. And it's kind of afternoon for me, and I can't see what's happening in front of him because I can't see him. I don't understand me because my mind has taken over and I've forgotten who I am in this moment. And I'm just all over the place, and I don't understand myself, him, or the situation. And I don't care about him or me because I feel the anger and frustration, and actually I'm describing myself in that situation. In that situation, I'm selfish, only interested in my mind games. I'm stuck in the drama and mental movies of my mind again. can't see what's happening in front of me, which is him. I don't understand or care about him or me in that moment. Moving to statement number 6. What is it about this person and situation that you don't ever want to experience again? I don't ever want to be with someone who leaves me hanging, who doesn't care about me, treats me like a second-class citizen, like a gap-fill exercise, who's not interested in me at all. I don't want anyone to play with me or my feelings, waste my time. And I want their actions to not hurt and disappoint me. I don't ever want to be with someone who leaves me hanging. I'm willing to be with someone who leaves me hanging, because it means instead of being with my mind or with my heart mind, I'm actually in someone else's business, waiting on some kind of their action or results. So I've left myself hanging because I'm not focused on what's happening with me, and this will put me back into my own business or a worksheet. I'm willing to be with someone who doesn't care about me and treats me like a second-class citizen. I'm willing to be with someone who doesn't care about me and treats me like a second-class citizen, because this is a very, very old belief, and I believe this about my parents as well. So I put this on like everyone, and when I say I don't want to experience it and I start experiencing it, I attack. And the willingness just to be open and give space to these feelings of being a second-class citizen, a gap-fill exercise. Just to have space for these feelings to come up, it gives me a chance to not attack someone I love. So I'm willing to feel this again, because these feelings can come up again and put me back into the work, or put me back into my mind or my heart. Bring me back to me. This is why I'm willing to feel like a second-class citizen and gap-fill exercise. I don't want to ever be with someone who's not interested in me. This is true. And also, if they're not interested in me, I think they will leave. So it's not really like I don't have to shut this down, because I think just naturally, when there is no interest, we can just drift apart, and it doesn't have to be like a situation or an issue. I don't want anyone to play with me or my feelings, waste my time. I put this on everyone too, and I also put it on my parents. So I'm willing to have people play with me, my feelings, and waste my time. I look forward to people playing with my feelings, wasting my time, because it comes up. This comes up often. You're wasting my time, you're playing with me, and I want this space, because maybe I'm playing with me. I want this space to explore this, because it comes up so fast that I don't have the chance to really look at it to see what really is going on. So I'm willing to feel this, to have some time with this and figure it out, or to just see where it goes. In a way, I'm willing to feel this because I'm willing to feel whatever comes up in my mind space, which in a way is saying I'm willing to feel me, however I am in the moment and accept me however I am in the moment. Perhaps this is what they have been trying to show me all this while, that yes, Sonal, sometimes you're hurt, sometimes you are whatever. So you can be all these things and it's okay. You don't have to attack and push it down. So yes, I'm willing to feel everything, the whole cycle. And like Katie said, every snake is a rope. And I appreciate that. Thank you for listening to my Judge Your Neighbor worksheet.